Hello everybody. So I wanted to give everybody an update on why I pulled out of the contest. So last Thursday I woke up at 11:30 at night to use the restroom. I felt my heart was racing. I was having palpitations. I had a tightness in my chest and my legs were feeling really weak. And then every once in a while I'd feel like a heavy beat in my heart, kind of like a shocking feeling. So I drank some water. I went and sat in the recliner, tried to suck it up. My wife, she wanted to take me to the ER, but I told her I'd be fine. And then about 12 hours later, the symptoms were still present, and I couldn't stand for more than 30 minutes. So I said, yeah, we probably need to go to the ER, right? So went to the ER. They did labs. They found that my creatinine kinase score, the CK score, was 321, which is elevated. It's not quite rhabdo, but it does cause kidney damage. And my troponin T levels were 0.78 or 0.078, whatever. They're basically double the normal range, which shows heart damage. My EKG was fine. My chest X-ray was fine, but I guess, depending on who you talk to, the EKG, my symptoms at that point had calmed down or had gone away, and some say that you can't see a heart attack on an EKG unless it's happening, and then others say if you just had a heart attack, you can still see it on an EKG or whatever, but they didn't see anything. They didn't run an ECG because they don't have a cardiologist on staff at the hospital here. So. And despite drinking a gallon of water and 32 ounces of Powerade that morning before going to the ER, I still took 2 bags of fluid like they were nothing. So it wasn't that I was so much as dehydrated in the fact that I wasn't drinking enough water, but I was drinking so much water every day, 2 to 3 gallons a day, that I was causing diuresis. So I was just flushing that water straight out. Plus, if you don't take in carbohydrates when you're drinking your water, the water doesn't go anywhere. It just stays in your blood and you just flush it right out. So how did I get there, right? So the whole week leading up to the hospital visit, I was feeling really tired. It was almost out of body like I wasn't faint or dizzy, but it didn't feel like I was having full control of my body. My legs felt like I was walking in mud. Like they just didn't want to respond, whether it was cardio or just working out in the gym or just walking around. I was simply just pushing myself too hard. I was still taking in 2,200 calories a day, and for some people that's like your daily allowance, right? And some people you still gain weight on that, but when you're burning 4,000 calories a day because you're doing cardio twice a day and you're still going to the gym, a couple hours, that's just not enough, right? So the morning before this happened, right, so I went to pee and my urine smelled really, really strong, which was an indicator that, should have told me that something was wrong, especially if you're drinking that much water and your urine's clear. So instead of, me taking that as an indicator, I went and did 45 minutes of cardio, and then, went 2 hours in the gym, did rest pause sets, did Widowmakers, drop sets, a bunch of high intensity stuff. Stupid me, right? So, so I was told that I have chronic kidney disease, stage 3 alpha, which is if you're going to have chronic kidney disease, that's the one to have because it's the highest level. But one of the issues with that is that they've never done a C-statin C test, right? So they just do this based off of creatinine levels and, based off my body fat percentage and my weight, my lean body mass would be 174. So if you took that and you ran that in the Kidney Foundation calculator, if my kidneys weren't functioning, my EFGR would actually be 11, which would mean I'd be in kidney failure. So that tells me my kidneys are working, right? So I'm not really sure if I have kidney failure, but if I do, it definitely played a part in what's going on here. And, probably shouldn't have gone to this contest prep the way I did, and if, should have thought about a little different approach, right? So Um, what I want you all to get from this is just learn from my mistakes. You know, I surely will. Remember that your body keeps the score, so listen to it, right? So if you drink 2 to 3 gallons of water a day, make sure you're not in a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter how much sodium, because I was taking in tons of sodium, and even my sodium scores were almost below normal. You know, and it doesn't matter how much electrolytes you're supplementing, right? You will flush them out. And you cannot be in a calorie deficit, especially like 1,000 calorie deficit and push as hard as I did for 8 weeks. You either need to back off in training, or you need to have a lot more refeed days, right? So do some carb cycling or something like that to make sure that you're getting the macronutrients that you need, right? So I was 6% body fat when this occurred. And I had 7 weeks of prep still left, so I was way ahead of schedule. I could have pulled back at any time, but my ego just wouldn't allow me to, right? So that's just not the person I am, all right? So, you know, don't be like me, all right? Be smart. Go out there, freaking, you know, train for a healthy life, right? Don't train to be a bodybuilder. There's nothing healthy about being a bodybuilder, all right? So go out there and do great things. Let's fucking go.